Hey, there we go. Sorry, guys. I was like, why is my guy not showing up there? My guy. I refer to myself as my guy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Between the Pot and a Hard Place presents Let's Unbox. I'm Stephen Colton, and I'm here with two new additions. I'm doing these Let's Unbox videos, as you can see. I did a few, and people were like, yeah, do more of these, do more of these. So there's a little bit more interest. Want to remind everyone about my AEW wrestling collection that I have. You know, we've got all these guys here. I haven't bought any new AEW figures yet, but all you wrestling fans out there that know about AEW and stuff, yeah, I'm collecting these. And a quick little shout out to my boot Lego planes over here. Call them boot Legos. That was a phrase I picked up from a friend. Generic Legos, but still, they're fun. All right, but today we're going to unbox. First, we're going to do one at a time. Obviously, I can't open two boxes, but I have the WWE Mattel figures here. The first coming up is WWE Elite Collection Series 13, the Hurricane. Now, if you grew up watching wrestling, or if you were already grown up still watching wrestling, the Hurricane was a really cool character. What I like about this figure is it's a newer version of the Hurricane. When he first came in, he had like the long black hair, the face paint mask, but on this one, he's got the full mask, full face mask. He's got his cape and all this cool stuff. And the other one we're going to unbox today is one of the more expensive figures. These are $29.99, and the WWE Ultimate Edition figures of Kane. This is Kane like 1999, 98. And this, I had to get this. Like, I had to get this one. A little man popped out at Target and said, you have to get this or we'll destroy you. So I had to. Anyway, yeah, this one is great. You go at the back of the box. It's amazing. It tells the story of Kane up in the corner, but down here at the bottom, we can look at the front of the box as I read the description. Who had the most impactful debut in WWE history? It's gotta be Kane. The big red machine rose from the ashes to exact revenge on the man who left him burned and forgotten, his brother, the Undertaker. Kane ripped off the cage door and burned a hole through the dead man's soul. Kane, of course, it comes in at 7 foot from parts unknown. His tombstone is his tombstone. His finishing move is a tombstone power driver. He also did the choke slam. His career highlight was WWE champion, but she was only champion for one day. It included that championship belt. Hurricane does not have a championship belt, although he does have 2 extra fists. I don't know why. I mean, you know, a lot of these figures come with extra hands. You can see here his fists that are closed, and then on him now is open hand. And I don't know why his arms are black. I guess he had like those really long elbow pad things that go all the way up the arm, or most of the way up the arm. I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe did they recycle arms that they were going to use for somebody else or something? It's weird. I didn't even notice that until now. Anyway, we're going to open Hurricane first because this one's a lot easier to open. These Ultimate Edition boxes, I try to save just in case, you know, and some of these, like these kinds of boxes, I'll just whatever. But these I like to try to save because they're nice boxes. You know, they're a cool design. I do open all my figures just because, you know, I like to let them breathe. Hey, Chris, good morning. Didn't really plan this video today, but thought I would jump on just to show off some of these collectibles. I noticed a couple of our regular viewers had said, you know, do some more of these. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to go out and buy figures just to do it. But hope you're doing all right, Chris. Hope you're not dying yet. I hope that doesn't happen at all. Like, good luck with a speedy recovery and everything. We'll check in tomorrow, and hopefully everything will be fine. But, yeah. I'm like, good morning. It's 1:30. I keep forgetting we have a time difference. But, yeah. Kane is cool. I like to save these boxes just because. So I'm going to take some time to open this one. But we're going to open up the Hurricane. And part of me is like a little kid when I open a toy or a figure or anything. I could save these, and a lot of people do. But I don't save a lot of these boxes. So what we're going to do, I try to be careful, but then I get frustrated. So when you're a kid, as they are usually. I'm glad that you're not dead. But don't you just love that feeling when you're a kid looking back, nostalgic? I keep trying to say nostalgically, just ripping open the box. Just like how satisfying is that to do? Part of me is like, no, you're tearing away the value. But it's like, these aren't going to be some of these are highly collectible, but there's still such a market for loose figures. Sorry, that's probably really loud next to the microphone. I'll take that into consideration next time I open the other one. So they've started doing things in these figures where they're making them more impossible to open. Number one, on the cape in the back, they got a piece of tape. Why? Like, where's that cape going to go? It's sealed in the box. Where is it going to escape? So now you got this piece of tape that you have to carefully remove. Okay, there we go. And they always like to put these little rubber band things. In this portion of the unboxing, I like to mute the microphone momentarily because the crinkle of these plastics can be quite annoying. So give me just a minute. I'm going to go silent. All right, sorry about that. But I went on silent because if you've ever opened any kind of action figure toy of any kind and it has this plastic interior, this is very loud. And I'm right here by the microphone, so I didn't want to go blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna hopefully pop his hands out of here without making too much noise. And that wasn't too bad. And we're gonna, honestly, I could have probably gotten through this box without destroying it because it's overall in pretty decent shape. But what we're going to do now, since I did rip it enough, we're just going to, just like new. I'm going to put this in here. And here's the receipt if anyone wants to go back. If anyone wants to go back and send me money to do these videos. Hey, Mattel. That'd be a good thing, Mattel. Mattel, as you know, Between the Pot and the Hard Place is a highly successful, highly anticipated, very popular, among the top podcasts in the world. So, Mattel, you really want to sponsor this podcast. And when I say sponsor, you could pay us if you want, but you could also just send me free Mattel action figures so I can promote on this channel. Just saying. All right, now going into the Hurricane here, this is actually a pretty cool figure. We've got him, full cape. Look closer, the details, get the Hurricane emblem on the back. Some of you are like, who is this guy? What superhero is he? I mean, his character, he was a wrestler, obviously. This is a wrestling video. I like how they have a cloth cape. A lot of these figures. I have an older Hurricane figure in here, which, give me a moment. I'm going to go grab it. Just so you guys can see the comparisons between the character evolution. Back in the day when the Hurricane came out, he looked like this. And I bought this loose at a used toy store locally. I had one of these, I think, back in the day. The emblem hasn't changed that much. I'm impressed that they still had the cape on him because this is Velcro detachable. So you just pull it right off. And he had a Green Lantern. The guy in real life has a Green Lantern tattoo on his arm, and this one has been faded. And of course, they got away with it more back in the day. I think someone actually drew that on originally on this one, because his right arm. I had to look for perspective. I'm like, which arm is his right arm? Nothing on this one, you see. But it is what it is. I'm sure Warner Brothers would not have been happy about a new thing, and it probably would have cost them so much money. The thing I don't get on this figure, the little black pieces on his suit right here, is the Velcro attachments for in real life. He had Velcro cape. And in the toy version, they didn't have Velcro there, but it Velcros across the neck. Whoosh. That's what he would always do on TV. So you see that comparison next to the new one. That's how the characters evolved over the years. Looking at the face paint detail, he just had, a little pattern on his face. And then now, that. And yeah, Chris, I just saw that. You mean us? Yes. Send us some action figures. But I didn't know if you would want or appreciate a bunch of action figures in your house, or if your wife would like that. You're going to have to build an addition onto your house just to save all your action figures that they send you. Because just looking at my stuff, this is what I bought over the last year. These can get pretty pricey, but if Mattel just sends them to us, if they send them to us, then that'd be great. I like this character. I don't like hair. I'm kind of glad that these figures don't have real hair like a Barbie doll, because obviously that'd be weird. But it's sometimes annoying when they have the plastic hair because you can't remove things easily. Like, this is a cloth cape. It is not permanently stuck on. A lot of figures like these have like a rubber cape that's formed on. Let's look at Superman with the Henry Cavill Superman that in the black suit that I've shown on the main podcast a lot. Straight up rubber cape. This cape is heavy. I mean, it is heavy. I have him on his flying stand, of course. And the cape itself is almost as heavy as the figure itself. Which I might take this away from Superman and put it with the Hurricane. Who knows? One thing you'll never see. Punch. Ow. I promise I don't sit here and play with these like that. When I take a bath, I don't have an Aquaman figure, but no, I like to collect them and pose them and stuff. The articulation on some of these, and I'll go into more detail talking about the figures themselves. In the past, I'm like, look, Hurricane, look, Superman, bye. But I'm kind of, if there's any interest, I'm going to go into details of the figures and stuff like that. And if people don't want to watch that, they don't have to, and I'll listen to the people. If that becomes a popular thing, I'll go into more detail. But yeah, see, his cape comes off, and these heads can pop off, but I don't want to take this one off because he didn't come with an alternate head. And sometimes the figures that don't have alternate heads, I don't want to pull them off because I'm like, maybe they're not made that way. But I'm trying to figure out the best way to pull his cape off. It looks like it'll just slide over his head, but I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to stretch or break anything. The hair is getting in the way a little bit, but if you're careful, you can easily take it off. I want to say easily, but you can take it off without worrying about anything being broken. There we go. See, it's just a solid, straight-up piece. But I think it's pretty cool. What would this look like on the old Hurricane? That actually looks pretty cool. We're going to leave that on there for now, just to look at the detail here. These Mattel Elite WWE figures, and then Mattel makes more than just wrestling figures, but these, the head has natural articulation. You can rotate it all the way around. Oh, look. The arms articulate. The shoulder, there's a point right past the shoulder, and at the elbow, It has that double jointed elbow, as you can see kind of there. And hand swivels and bends. The legs extend out and they twist at the hip kind of right here. And of course they stretch forward. He looks really weird without the cape on. And then there's also a twist right here at the shoulder joint. And sometimes these things have stiff joints. That just happens with figures. In general, they get stiff joints. Like, notice his right arm folds down a lot better than his left arm. And you don't want to force those joints straight down because it could like snap them. So I try to be careful with that. Sometimes I leave them alone. Sometimes I, loosen them up just to be cautious. I don't want to, but I don't really need to pose him too much right now. So I'm going to go ahead and throw his cape back on. It's going to be a little bit easier getting the cape back on than off. Here we go. So we're just going to put him there. And again, his only accessories are 2 more hands that he can punch with, as these are open to grab things with. I don't know. So we're going to put him to the side with his brother, other Hurricane. And we're going to dig into Kane. So I'm going to try to salvage this box because I got a Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know if I unboxed that on here. I should have. I think I forgot. I got it a while back. And a Ric Flair, who has the robe and everything. They're in my bedroom, actually. I ran out of room, I have a display in my kitchen on a desk. And as some of you may remember, that's where I used to broadcast from on the older shows. I don't have a knife on me. Oh, I have a really neat multi-tool kind of thing. This is one of my Christmas gifts from my mom. It's a pen, and it's got a stylus tip. I use that for my Nintendo Switch. That's pretty cool. And the other tip of it, is an actual pen. A ruler on the side, and it's got a leveler in the middle there. And you can also twist this end off, which is what I'm going to use it for today. And you have a screwdriver tip. Phillips head. Flip that over. Flathead. I'm going to use the flathead to tear the tape so I don't crush the box. There's a lot of tape points, or points where there's tape on these. I'm going to fold that tape over. We're going to cut all these tape pieces. There's a lot of tape. Because this box, these Ultimate Edition boxes, they like to tape them up. Because it's not like a typical box that has open close. It's almost like a pizza box in a sense, where the whole thing like kind of comes out. So I like to try to save these. I don't buy these with the intention of selling, but we all face hard times in our lives. And from time to time, I've been in those positions where I've needed to make some quick cash to pay a bill or whatnot. Not that I anticipate that coming up, but it happens. It has happened. It'll probably happen again. So, and not even that, just I'm going to toss this over there, but I don't feel like losing it. It's going to bounce off something else. But in anticipation of that, I like to keep some of the nicer boxes. All right, so this opens up like a pizza box almost, or like a cake box. This looks like some donuts or something. There's a little message inside. Little phrase right here. It says, "It's the ultimate WWE action figure that you have always wanted, featuring advanced articulation and multiple swapping parts. Ultimate Edition figures allow you to capture memorable superstar moments, recreate authentic entrance poses, epic mid-match comebacks, and signature finishing moves in ultimate realistic detail with WWE Ultimate Edition figures." I mean, they're not that great, but if Mattel would, what is that? A little fuzzball on my jacket. If Mattel is nice enough, they could send us some figures. There is a lot to unpack here. A lot. So this first piece I saw in the box, I was like, what is this? Is this a lightsaber? Like, it's just this little metal I was like, why would Kane have a lightsaber? And I was thinking back, I want to say it was around 2000, 99, 2000. If you're a wrestling fan and watched the World Wrestling Federation, known then, now WWE, Kane's character, he couldn't speak because he was burned in a fire as a child and he couldn't speak. He carried around a voice box and he held it to his throat to speak with. Eventually, he became able to speak again. But I believe this is the little voice box thing, which I don't know. It's weird that they would include that because it really looks like a lightsaber. I'm going to try not to mute the microphone on this one because this packaging isn't as flimsy as the other ones. You have the head for Kane. Detail on his mask, the cool classic looking Kane. I'm really picky with figures and details. Paint is one of the things that I really pick at. So if you look here, you can see his nose. I don't know. The camera probably won't focus because I don't know. I don't really know how to change the focus with this setup. But you can see his nose painted under his mask, right? Well, and there was two of these in the store, and I had initially grabbed the other box, and the red paint was like painted all weird. The black lines were painted all weird. Even this one has a little bit of paint off. See the black right there where it right up here? That black line should be solid all the way across, but it's red. So I noticed those little details. But this one is actually, in better shape than the other one. So I get real picky if there's multiples. Then, of course, we have the WWE now championship belt. With that, we have extra hands as well, a black one and a skin hand. And the one other little cool detail, we have Kane's cape. Well, a lot of people don't remember Kane having a cape, which is really cool. Initially, when he came out, he had a cape. So it's cool that they put that in there. The actual figure itself, we might have to pull this out to get it. Yeah, it's got those. Let me mute for a second. Because crinkly plastic. All right. Got him out of the box. One thing I noticed right off the bat, and if I had a sad look in my eye a minute ago, it's because they got a little lazy with the paint. So Mattel, you're going to have to send us a better version of this. And I say that because when you bend his elbows to articulate, the skin tone is under the red paint, which is really weird that they did that. And it also tells me that that paint's just going to fade eventually, especially as you articulate it a bunch. The cool thing about these Ultimates is they have this cool posability where the shoulders can go out, as well as the regular articulation. Tons of articulation in the arms. The only negative to that, and this is with most of these, you can really tell they painted that arm after the fact. That's kind of... Because you notice, like, the plastic... well, you can't... I don't know if you can see the detail on camera, but this red is smooth, and this red is kind of like... got a different texture to it. But I don't plan on, like, sitting there like, yeah, or anything like that. Their toe joints move. They tilt and bend. Again, stiff joints a little bit. Some of the joints are a little loose. Some of them are stiff, but it's really cool. The head. This head is different in that his hair is brushed back a little bit. And in this one, it's kind of out to the front. Really the only main difference in the heads. We're going to go ahead and put the cape on him just to... Now, this one actually Velcros apart instead of slipping on. Although this one might be a little bit trickier because of the hair. The way it's... Well, it's not too bad. Put the cape on him. Now, a lot of people were like, oh, they never had a cape. And he looks weird with the cape, and they ditched the cape after a while. But, I mean, it still looks pretty cool. And he's got the WWF Championship belt there. So, overall, I'm really happy with this figure. Honestly, I will say, I'm disappointed in the paint detail there. I noticed that right away. You can see in his elbow, the skin tone color under the red. The plastic should have been painted solid red all the way through. Just like his legs are. Like, you're going to do it with his legs. See, there's no skin tone paint under there. It's all red. Why not make his arm the same way? That's really weird that they did that. Unless, I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Kind of wish I would have known because I may not have gotten this had I known that. But all in all, it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. Weird things with figures come out. But yeah, there we go. Kane, Ultimate Figure. And that's really a good point for me to go ahead and close on. And that's why I like to care for these boxes. Take care of these boxes. Because then I can seal them up, stick them on a shelf, or put them back in the box. These boxes are elaborate. All right, we're going to stick that guy down here on the floor. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, Chris, for popping in for a minute. I know you're home and trying to recover and all that, which I wish you the best in that. And sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at the detail on the belt. That'd be cool. Little rings. They actually make championship belt rings, by the way. If you out there like wanted something like that, they actually make them. But yeah, hopefully you get better soon. You guys will be doing a show tomorrow. Thinking about doing it on YouTube only, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't want to say anything just yet, but we'll see kind of how it goes, and all that good stuff. But I want to thank everybody for joining me here today. And if you're watching this later here on YouTube, then thank you for coming to see it. I know it's weird with me with glasses and everything because I normally don't wear them, but I already had them on. I was like, I'm not going to change it. And by the way, got this on, so check Lee Newton out, everybody, if you haven't. We're going to have her on again at some point soon. Lee Newton, check her out. Lee Newton Music on Facebook. Lee Newton on Facebook. She's a really cool person, She's been on the show a couple of times, and looking forward to having her on again at some point in the near future. And I ramble on my own videos, too. When I'm by myself on these toy videos, I ramble and ramble. Oh, my gosh, I wonder if Superman's head could come off. And I could put Kane, Super Kane Man. I don't know. But, yeah. Tune in tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about Naomi. Again, I think we're going to talk about episode 2 a little bit. We're going to talk about Superman and Lois, episode 2 a little bit. And Daredevil. Our main focus is going to be Daredevil. I finally finished season 1 of Daredevil, everybody. So we're going to talk about that and how much I love this Wilson Fisk. And that's coming up tomorrow night. So check us out. Should be on Facebook.com/BetweenAPod and a Hard Place, and as well as YouTube, and as well, I shouldn't have said that both together. Or it could just be YouTube. We're going to wait and see. I'm having a few issues, so we're going to see what we can happen. But we're going to for sure be on live tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 Pacific. Come on, everybody. Come and join us. Put your comments in there, and we'll talk about them live. We're also, tomorrow night, we're going to have some more group posts from our Facebook group. So if you enjoy those, check that out. And we will see you all tomorrow night right here on the internet for Between the Pot and the Hard Place. I'm Stephen Colton. This has been Let's Unbox videos. If you want to see more, let me know. And I'll, if I get more toys, I'll bring them home and I'll unbox them. Just like the moment I think I did one of these. Still got this bad boy in the box sitting over here. Turtle Van. I keep boxes like that sometimes. All right, sorry, I'm rambling. That's the point of the show where I need to get off here. I have some video games to play. I have some food to eat, and I have some women to respect. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, I've said that like a million times. This is the end of the show right here. And I'll go ahead and throw this out here, too. You can follow us on Facebook or like us on Facebook. Whatever, facebook.com/Between the Pot and the Hard Place. You can follow us on Twitter at Pot and Hard Place. Our wonderful friend Mark Guggenheim, who is a tremendous human being, and I've said this on Twitter earlier today. Mark Guggenheim is in my top 5 favorite people of all time. Follow him at mguggenheim. You can follow myself on Twitter as well at Stephen_Colton. You can follow Chris and wish him well. Wish him a speedy recovery at CJ_Kirk1979. And our YouTube, which if you're watching this video, then that means you're already here, but it's Between a Pot and a Hard Place. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell the mailman, tell his dog. This has been... What was the name of the show? Oh, yeah. Between a Pot and a Hard Place presents Let's Unbox. I'm Stephen Colton. Have a good night, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.